Good morning, my dear friends. Today we will start our chapter 4 Formatting in Microsoft Word 2010. Microsoft Word is a word processor that helps you to create documents. It not only provides the facility to type and edit the text but also offers features to enhance the appearance of the text. Students, mostly you use Microsoft Word for writing or creating documents, and you can also edit the text in your document. But Microsoft Word also offers features to enhance the appearance of the text. First is Format Painter. The Format Painter tool is used when you want to copy and apply the formatting of one section of text or graphic, such as color, font style and size and border style, to another section of text or graphic. There are some steps to perform Format Painter. First is select text or graphic whose formatting you want to copy. Then click on the Format Painter button on the Home tab in Clipboard group. The painter changes into a brush shape. Now drag the brush over selection of text or graphics to apply the formatting. To copy the formatting effect to multiple sections of text, double click on the Format Painter button. Next is applying superscript and subscript. First we will see what is subscript and superscript. The superscript option places the selected text slightly above the baseline. For example, class 4th. In this example, 4 is a baseline and th is shifted above the baseline. The subscript option places the selected text slightly below the baseline. For example, H2. In this example, 2 is shifted below the H and H is baseline. Type M2 and select 2. Click on the Font dialog box launcher on the Home tab. The Font dialog box appears. Select the superscript option and then click OK. Similarly, you can apply subscript effect. You can also apply the all caps, small caps, strike through, etc. effect on your text. Next is applying shadow effect. The text effects lets you apply word art type appearance to text in the body of your document. Student, in your document body you can apply any type of text effect you want. There are some steps for applying shadow effect. First is select the text on which you want to apply shadow effect. Click on the text effects button in the font group on the Home tab. Means first click on the Home tab, then font group and then find the option text effect. Third step it will show many text effect styles. Fourth, select the shadow option and then choose the required shadow effect. Applying header and footer. Header is used to place some information on the top of every page. Example, title, chapter, heading, date, etc. Students, you can see the header in your notebook. There you will see date, page number, where you write your title of the chapter or chapter name. So this is the header section of a page. Footer is used to place information at the bottom of every page. Example, page number, author's name, etc. So there are some steps. First click on the Insert tab. On the Insert tab, header and footer button are found. By clicking on the desired button, you can add header, footer or page number to your document. Now inserting colon. When you type in Microsoft Word, by default the text is displayed in a single colon style or in a paragraph style. If you want to format the document in newspaper style, that is colon style. Word enables you to create a document in 2 or more colons. The easiest way to create a multi-colon document is to click on Page Layout tab and click on the colons button in the Page Setup group. Select the text, click on the colons button. A drop-down menu displays different styles in which colons can be created. Third, select the number of colons you would like to insert in your document. If you want to customize the colons, then click on More Colon options in the drop-down menu. Customize the colon means you can create colons according to your need. You can set the width of colon according to your choice. The colons dialog box will appear as shown in the figure. Define the settings you want and click on OK. As you see in the first picture, when you click on the colons button, there is a drop down menu. You can click on 1, 2, 3, left, right according to your choice. If you want to customize the colon, then click on the More Colon options. Then colon dialog box will appear. In this you can select according to your choice colon width. Inserting colon break. After adding colons to your Word document, then you might have noticed that some of the colons are not as balanced as you would like them to be. One solution to this problem is add a colon break. It will force the end of the colon and move the text to the beginning of a new colon. Place the cursor before the text where you want to insert colon break. Click on the breaks button on the Page Layout tab and select the colon option from the drop-down menu. You will observe that the text following the colon break will begin in the next colon. Inserting page break. Click on the text where you want the page to end. Click on the Page Layout tab and select the Breaks button in the Page Setup group. Click on the Page option from the drop-down menu. The page will change after the point at which the page break is inserted. Inserting line break. A line break can be placed anywhere in the document. Place the cursor at the position where you want to add the line break and press Enter key. The rest of the text will move to the next line. To check the line break in a document, click on the Show or Hide symbol in the paragraph group on the Home tab. Next is setting margins. Margin refers to the amount of blank spaces between the edge of the page and document text. Microsoft allows you to set the margins on all the 4 sides of a document, that is top, bottom, left, right. The default margins are set at 1 inch from top and bottom and 1 inch from the left and right edges of the page. We can set margins using ruler bar or using page layout. First is using ruler bar. To change the left or right margins, point to a margin boundary on the horizontal ruler. When the pointer changes to a double-headed arrow, drag the margin boundary as per you need. To change the top or bottom margins, point a margin boundary on the vertical ruler. When the pointer changes to a double-headed arrow, drag the margin boundary as per you need. Second is using page layout. Select the Page Layout tab. Click on the Margins option in the Page Setup group. Select the Custom Margins option. The Page Setup dialog box will appear. Select the Margins tab. Type the values for top, down, left, right margins or click on the spin boxes to set the margins. In the Apply to drop-down list, choose either whole document or selected text option. Click OK. Setting page orientation. The page orientation property sets the printing direction of text. The default orientation of the paper is set to portrait, in which document is printed lengthwise. When we choose landscape orientation, the document is printed widthwise. To change orientation, select the Page Layout tab. Click on the Orientation button in the Page Setup group. Choose the landscape orientation and observe the change. Next is setting paper size. In Microsoft Word, you can work with different sizes of paper, though the available selections depend on the type of printer you use. To set a paper size, first click on the Page Layout tab. Then click on the Size button in the Page Setup group. A list of paper size options appears. The current paper size is highlighted in the drop-down list. Select any desired page size option. The paper size of the document changes accordingly. Or click on the More Paper Sizes options in the Size button drop-down list. The Page Setup dialog box will appear. Click on the Paper tab. Select the desired size from Paper Size drop-down list. Observe the change in the preview block and click on OK. Working with the tabs. The most common way to indent the text is to use the Tab key. Tab key is used to move the cursor at specific spaces in a document. By default, tab stops are set at every 0.5 inch. You can set the tab stops along the ruler according to your requirements. When you press Tab key, the cursor automatically jumps to the next tab. The space between the text and left or right margin within a document is called as indentation. To set the tab stop, follow given steps. First, click on the Home tab. Now click on the dialog box launcher in the Paragraph group. The Paragraph dialog box will appear. Now click on the Tabs button present on lower left of the dialog box. The Tabs dialog box appears on the screen. Type a tab position, for example 2 inch, in the tab stop position and then click OK.